It's our pleasure to present this video. We are from Group 10 and we present about financial ratio analysis for two companies, which is UH Holding Berhad and Golden Paras Berhad. Firstly, UH Holding Berhad was founded in 1961. It's a Malaysian public company with many years of experience in different industries. The company's main business is the manufacture of printing circuit board or PCB. These PCB are used in computer, home appliances, and communication device. Most of these customers come from Europe and Asia. It's showing that the company has a strong international presence. Besides PCB manufacturing, UH also operates in property development, mainly in Penang and Kedah. In addition, the company provides water treatment service through this subsidiary. This extra business helps UH diversify its income. Overall, UH focus on steady business growth, improving performance, and creating long-term value for its shareholders. Next, we're moving into Golden Paras Berhad. It was established in 1986 and is listed on Bursa Malaysia. Most of its operations are based in Terengganu. Golden Paras work mainly in timber and glass industry. Its core activity include forest management, timber processing, and the manufacture of wood and glass products. The company places a strong focus on sustainability under the direction of the Terengganu state government. Golden Paras manage forest resource in a safe and responsible way to protect the environment. Golden Paras has also expanded into manufacture tempered glass, laminate glass, and energy-saving glass. These products are supplied to local and international market, helping the companies improve their business. This is all for the company profile of UH Holding Berhad and Golden Paras Berhad. Thank you.
Next, I will explain the liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio shows how well a company can pay its short-term debt obligation. They measure how quickly the company can convert its assets into cash to pay immediate obligations. In other words, liquidity ratio help investors and creditors understand how well a company can cover its short-term debt without facing cash flow problems. Based on the result, both companies have current ratio above 1, which means they are able to cover their short-term liabilities. However, GUH Holding Berhad has a stronger current ratio. For the quick ratio, Golden Forest Berhad is higher than GUH Holding Berhad. This indicates Golden Forest Berhad can settle short-term obligation more easily without depending too heavily on inventory sales.
For activity ratio assess how well a company uses its resources to produce their income. This means that activity ratio essential instrument for assessing how well a company handles different items on its balance sheet. This ratio shows the speed at which asset and capital are turned into sales or cash, the performance of the company, and possible short or long-term investment are up to the management and stakeholders to decide. For total asset turnover, we can see based on the result, both company, which is GUH Holdings Berhad and Golden Paras Berhad, total asset turnover is less than 1, which means they are not using asset efficiently to generate sales due to weak inventory management. Even though both companies are inefficient, Go Holdings Berhad still perform better than Golden Paras Berhad. This means that GUH Golden Berhad is more effective at turning its asset into sales compared to Golden Paras Berhad. For account receivable turnover, Golden Paras Berhad outperformed GUH Holdings Berhad, which has an account receivable turnover of 7.70. This implies that GUH Holdings Berhad effectively manage its cash flow since it is able to collect its receivable more often than Golden Paras Berhad. Higher turnover of account receivable is better since it suggests to the company that customers are paying on time and managing the credit risk of bad debts.
So let's we go through for 2.3 profitability ratio. Profitability ratio used to assess the ability of a company to generate relative profitability to its revenue, assets, and equity. Profitability ratio show how the company use its resource properly, and it also helps the company to manage its operations to achieve profitability and measure overall financial performance effectively. So as we can see in that table, there are two parts, which is profit margin on sales and return on shareholders' equity. For this part, we analyze the profitability ratio for both Group Holding Berhad and Golden Paros Berhad show negative ratio. For the first part, profit margin on sales, GUH Holding Berhad record negative 0.07, while Golden Paros Berhad record negative 0.3 in the ratio. So it's mean the two companies struggle with the cost management, but Go Holding manage better than Golden Paros Berhad. For the next part, return on shareholder equity, Go Holding Berhad record a negative 0.04, while Golden Paros Berhad record 0.17 for the ratio in 2024. So again, the both companies show a negative ratio, but the Go Holding Berhad perform better because of its lower negative return on shareholder equity.
Next, I will explain the leverage ratio. Leverage ratio shows how much a company relies on loans to support its asset. When the ratio is higher, it means the business is using more borrowed funds and taking on higher financial risk. Furthermore, a lower leverage ratio shows that the company depends less on external borrowing, so it is in a more stable financial position. First, looking at the debt to asset ratio, GUH Holdings has a ratio of 0.27, while Golden Paros Berhad has 0.31. This means GUH Holdings use slightly less debt to finance its asset. As a result, GUH faces lower interest obligations and has more flexibility in strategy decision making. Next, for the debt to equity ratio, GUH Holdings has a ratio of 0.18 compared to Golden Paros at 0.12. This shows that Golden Paros relies less on debt financing than GUH Holdings. In other words, Golden Paros has a lower dependency on borrowing.
Now I will present the recommendations, starting with GUH Holding Berhad. For GUH Holding Berhad, several improvements can help strengthen its financial performance. First, the company needs to increase profitability by reducing costs and boosting sales. Since GUH focus heavily on PCB manufacturing, investing in newer machinery can help lower labor costs and improve product quality. Next, GUH must monitor raw material price carefully to avoid unexpected cost increase. Finally, GUH should improve the way it uses its assets. This includes identifying equipment or assets that are not being fully utilized and planning production more efficiently. By doing so, GUH can operate more effectively and get better value from its investment.
For Golden Paros Berhad, the company should improve cash flow by speeding up collection, reducing operating costs, and managing inventory and liabilities more efficiently. Next, to increase profitability, Golden Paros should strengthen cost control and focus on producing higher value products. Since it operates in the timber and glass industry, it can also develop eco-friendly and energy-efficient glass to meet market demand and attract more customers.
Lastly, I will go through with conclusion. Both GUH Holding Berhad and Golden Paras Berhad are able to meet their short-term obligation, but Golden Paras has strong liquidity. In terms of efficiency, both companies show low total asset turnover, meaning their assets are not fully used. UH Holding Berhad is more efficient in collect receivable, as shown by its higher receivable turnover. For profitability, both companies record loss in 2024, but UH performed slightly better, a smaller negative profit margin and better return on equity. For leverage, both companies have stable capital structure, and UH relies less on debt than Golden Paras. Overall, both companies have some risks, but UH shows slightly better financial performance and improvement potential. To grow, both companies should focus on cost control, better asset utilization, and stronger management strategy. That's all from us. Thank you.